Yesterday we saw how to work on with actually what variables, and then we saw what are the different types of variables we have. One is a local variable, another one is a global variable. Global variable is again of two types. One is static, another one is non-static. So local variables directly can be accessed by the variable name alone. Static members can be accessed with help of actually the class name, reference of a class name, directly by the variable name, also with the help of object name. Non-static members can be accessed only with the help of object name alone. Static members will have a single copy. Non-static members will have multiple copy. Each and every time when you create an object, a new copy will be created for the non-static members. Static members, wherever you change, the change will be applied everywhere. So it will have a single copy alone. Got it? So now next. So we'll go here. Now we are going to see about functions. So how to work on with functions? So right click on the source folder, create a new package. I'm going to create a new package called functions usage. Right click, new class. I'm going to create a new class called so first print days. I'm going to print the days over here. Simple. I want my main function. Just type main, control space, enter. Main function. I'm going to print here scissor Monday, scissor Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I'm going to print here. Again, I'm going to print all these things. So first I'll just give some dashes here. I'll just print it for a number of times here. So in between for my usage alone, I'll just give some dashes. That's it. Okay, this is what I want to print. I want to print this actually on Monday to Sunday, totally 1, 2, 3, 4. 8 times I want to print. Got it? So right click, run as Java application. I want to print it for totally 8 times here. See, I printed. So the problem is actually what means I have repeated these lines of code in number of times. If you see, these codes are same. The same code I have repeated for n number of times. Think over in the real-time application, I have some set of code which has actually what 200 to 300 lines of code. That I have to repeat for 10 times. That means what I want to write unnecessarily 3000 lines of code. And then in that I want to do some changes. Means see, right now Friday I will just make it as Friday like this. So I need to go to each and every place and then explicitly I need to do the change. This is what one of my issue. Got it? This is what I need to do here. I need to go and change everywhere one by one. Okay. So then it gets applied. So there is a chance that actually what I can miss out some places, and then also it takes more time for me, and then it's not user friendly. That is also is there. Got it? So any changes there, I want to do it for n number of times. All these problems we get whenever we are going to use it like this. To avoid this, we need to use functions. How we use functions? Right click on the package, new class, and just use function usage. Allow a main function, finish. So here, the same information is what I need to print it, correct? So I'll have it. Right click, run as Java application. So if you see here, these 7 lines of code alone has been written for n number of times. So I am going to put this in a method, and then I'm going to call this method whenever it is needed for me. Got it? That's what I'm going to do. So how to write a method? Okay, the main function itself is a method only. Methods are also called as functions. Functions are called as methods here. Okay, so this is an executable function. So I can write methods over there where whenever it is called, that will be executed. So how to write a method means so simple. Okay, so my method name I will just give it as, for example, weekdays. Functions always should have parentheses like this. Then open and then close the parentheses. Got it? So this is how to write a function. And for functions, actually what always it should have a return type. Okay. So there are different types of return type. Void is one, integer, double, boolean, anything. I can have anything, any information as my data type here. Okay. So for me here, right now I want integer means what I need to do. So the final statement should have a return statement, and then that should return an integer value. That means what does this mean? So simple. Whenever someone calls this method, it will execute the lines which are present in this weekdays method, and finally it should return 10. That 10 come to the place wherever it is called, and then if I want, I can utilize it. Okay. Same thing in case if it is boolean, I should return the boolean value, true or false. Got it? So based on actually what the return type, the method will return a value. Got it? In case I don't have anything to return, that means, for example, I'm going to call this method. Got it? I'm going to call this method. Then after that, I don't want to return anything. So that means I can make it as void. Void means we cannot return anything. I can just have a return statement, but I cannot return any value.
Murli, I have a question here.
Yes.
So function by default, what it will be, integer or by default? If I want anything prefix for that.
No, that is we cannot say it as default. The thing is here the functions actually what usually commonly whenever we don't want after execution, I don't want anything to return. I can make it as void. But after doing calling this method, for example, I'm going to pass two I'm going to do some mathematical calculation. Then after that, I want to return the sum of that information. I can return it here. That is possible. Like that, we can do it.
So
Okay.
function always I should define with the pre-keyword, right? Like void or integer, boolean, what I want to return from that.
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
So that means always it will have a return type.
Okay. So suppose there is no return here, so you are given return semicolon. So is it useful or it's not necessary to define that return?
Correct. Yes, it is not mandatory for me to keep in case if it is void. Why? Because we are not returning any value here.
Yeah.
That's the reason. Got it right? Clear, guys? Any questions on this? Everyone clear? So how to call this method? So as like actually what variables, functions also, if I keep it with a keyword called static, it's a static function. Static functions can be called with help of a class name. Same thing, if I don't give any keyword, that is actually what? A non-static. Okay, so non-static actually what? We used to refer them with help of objects only. Understood, guys? Okay, so we can utilize actually what? However we want. As of now, I'm making it as a static so that I can access them with help of my class name. So whichever place I want to call this method, I can make it like this. See, functions usage dot, then weekdays, then again everywhere I'm going to change it to weekdays. Right. So now right click, run as Java application. See, it gives me the same information everywhere. So now I want to do a change. That means I can just do only one change in my method level alone. That will apply in all the places because everywhere it's going to call this method, then it's going to execute. So there is no actually what chance actually what making a problem. Okay, so standardized level we are using it. It's so comfortable for me to use it. Now I will do again one more change. So here all these places actually what still you can see I'm using the same information here. I can do one more thing. So this information instead of void I make it as a string. Got it? Then after that the final information I'll make it as return. Then after that what I will return this information. So string means what? It should start with the double quote and then close with the double quote. Anything which is inside the double quote will be treated as a string. Correct? So what I will do now, these all informations I can put it over here. Cut, paste it here. That is function usage dot weekdays. So what will happen? This will go and call me this method, then executes me everything. Then it's going to return me this dashes. That dashes comes over here. Okay, so these dashes right now, when it comes over here, it is under where? It is under actually what system.println. So that will print that information. Got it? So everywhere I will just change it like this. These two lines I'll delete, make it like this. Still I'm reducing the lines of code. Output will be still the same. Now let me run. Still I will get the same output. Got it? Understood, guys? Any questions on this one? How to call a function? It's a static function, so I'm calling with help of a class name and then the method name. Okay, class name dot my method name. Then after that, the return type is a string, so I'm returning a string value. Okay, if it is a void, I cannot return anything. So return is returning a string value, then I'm printing it. Is that any way that I can also actually capture this return informations in a string variable? Yes, we can. See now the function usage.weekdays that will call me this method, correct? So this is going to actually return me this string information after execution of this, correct? So let me make it in a detail. See now function usage.weekdays, it's going to execute this method, then it's going to return me the string. This string I can also capture it in a string variable, string a sizo, then the variable information. That also is possible. See, function usage dot. Can you see weekdays? It's coming, right? Can you see now it's coming as string? The return type is a string. It's saying the return type is string. Right click, run as Java application. So what I'm trying to say means whenever we are returning something over there, that can be utilized directly in system.out.println. Otherwise, if I want to store it in a string variable or any other what type of variable, I can store it and then also I can utilize them. See, then the return information, I'm just actually printing it here. So this time, 2 times it's not printing because system.out.println actually I'm not using for this function.weekdays. See here under function usage at weekdays, I am having it under a system.println. That's why it executed and then it printed it. But now this time I'm capturing it in a string variable this time. Then after that only I'm printing that return information that dashes in this a variable which is captured. Understood, guys? Can everyone ping me as yes if you have understood about the methods and then the return type? Can everyone ping me if you guys have understood it? Clear for everyone? Cool, super. So now next we will go for the other one. So I'll take a new class. Functions, return type. So void means what? I told you you cannot return any value. So it is not mandatory for you to have the return statement, correct? Void means it is not mandatory for you to have the return statement, correct? So that's the main thing here. So next I will have another method. So here integer method 2. So integer means I need to return some integer value. Then double method 3. It should return a 20.30 some decimal value. So I'm gonna print some information here. So method 1. Method 3. So all are actually non-static methods. So non-static methods means how to access, you guys should know. Okay, static methods I access them with the help of my class name. Non-static methods actually how to access, you guys should know. So what is my output I need here means, okay, so my output should be method 1 so my output should be method 1, then after that method 2, then Again, I'm calling method 2. This time I want to print 10. Okay. So first time actually what? The return value I'm not printing. The second time actually what? The returned value I'm printing. So how you should do? Method 3. Then print me actually what? 20.30. Then again method 3. This time I don't want you to print the 20.30. Okay. So this is what I want. So I want you guys to execute this. So I'm just moving this a little bit here. Okay. The method starts and then ends here. So this also I'll just move it here. Got it? So totally 3 methods. How you guys can get me this output? You have to think of it. Got it? So I'll just give you 5 minutes time. So 8:05, I want this output. So everyone actually what? Try it and then ping me in my chat window in a private chat. Clear it? Can everyone do? Can you guys ping me as yes if you can do this? The same thing whatever we saw is what I'm expecting. Can you guys do this? Can you guys ping me as yes if you're able to do this? Great. So just give a try. Okay, because why means so simple. If I explain everything over there, you guys have might have a chance to forget it. When you guys try, always you remember it. Okay, that's what we are trying. Just simple logic. Okay, thanks, guys. Just give a try. After 5 minutes, we will see. Yes. No one did. Are you guys are facing difficulty?
After method to how the 10 value we will return. Actually, whenever we call that method to write, method
Correct.
10 will print, right? Every time.
Correct. If I give it under system.out.println, it will print that 10. If you just call the method, what will happen?
If it will print both method 2 and 10.
No. The thing is, the 10 is written. If I, okay, so to make it in a clear way, so first thing is what I want method 1. Correct. So all are non-static methods. That means what I need to do?
Yeah,
Function.
functions you have to create.
I need to create an object.
Yeah.
Yes,
Object. Yeah.
I created it. Then next thing is actually what I want method 1 to be printed. Method 1 is printed is present under this place.
Method 1.
Yes.
Yes. So syswo obj1 dot this.
No, not CISO. I want
Just
to
obj1 that method.
correct.
Okay. It directly prints there. Okay.
Yes. So obj1 dot method 1 here its return type is what? Void. Void means it cannot return any value. Correct.
Anything.
So in case if I mentioned it under a system.println, what will happen? It will throw me an error. Why it will throw me an error means, is that returning any information over there? Why? No. So it reads actually what here I'm not having anything, but even though I'm trying to print it, gives me actually what? An error. Because it's a void where I cannot print anything. Okay. So void means we cannot return, sorry, we cannot return any value and then I cannot print anything there. So this will print me actually what? Method 1. So let me first execute and see. See, method 1 I got. Next is I want method 2. So how I can call the method 2? So simple. obj1 dot method 2. It's going to return me an integer value. But if I just give this, what will happen? It will execute the method. Will it print the return value 10? No, because I'm not giving it under the system.out.println. Correct? Right click, run as Java application. See, method 2 I got. Next time again method 2. So I will give it as actually what? Again obj1 dot method 2. Got it? So now if I run this, again this will actually what? Give me method 2. But now I want the 10 value also, where I'm getting as a return type here. So when I call this method, it will return 10 after the execution of the method 2. Correct? What I need to do here? Tell me.
Syswo.
Super. Just give sys over here. Right click, run as Java application. Now if you see, method 2 is being called and then that has been executed. Then it returns me a value called 10. That 10 comes over here. That has been printed here. Understood, guys? Is clear? Can everyone ping me as yes if you have understood this part?
Yeah.
Clear, right? Good. Great. So now next, I want to print method 3 20.30. Can anyone tell me? Apart from Mari. Method 3 20.30 I want.
obj1
obj1 dot
method 3.
Method 3. So this is going to return me
The method 3 print statement.
It's going to execute method 3, then returns me a double value.
Yeah.
So now as of now I'm having only obj1 dot method 3.
Yeah.
What that will do? That will get
only
me
method 3 will be printed.
Method 3 alone executed. Now I want to print this value 20.30. I want this value to be printed next. What I need to do?
This was syswo println.
That's it.
That from method in that.
That's it. It should be under a system.out.println. Yeah. Now next thing, I want only method 3, not the 20.30. What I need to do?
One dot method 3.
Correct. Do we need to give it under actually what system.println?
No, because we don't want return value.
That's it. Clear, guys? Everyone understood about how to write a function, how to call those functions, and then if I have a return type, how to use it, and then how not to use it. Is everyone clear on this part?
Yeah.
Cool. So real-time situation, when we will use these actually what functions and then these return types means so simple. Now in Selenium level, I am going to actually what go call a method. That method is what it's going to do means so simple. It's going to actually what go to, for example, Amazon. There, I'll go here. Amazon is my website. So I need to go to this men's fashion, the clothing, and then get me this first product information, that is t-shirts. Okay, so I will write a method to go to this actually what shop by category, men's fashion, clothing, and then finally actually what that should get me actually what this t-shirts. Got it? So this is what I need to. So here I will, this actually what is a common information, always actually what gets me the thing. So if I want a second product, third product, all those things, how we will be using it? So simple. So we will be using with the help of functions with arguments. How we will see. Functions with arguments. Okay, I'll just properly write it. Arguments. Okay, so how this actually what functions with arguments work means so simple. How a method will be written as till now, just now we have seen void method 1. Okay, so this one I will make it in a proper way. So what is the thing? Get product name. Okay, give actually what a proper information. Get product name. This will go and get me the product information. Okay, so now it's going to return me what? T-shirts, polos, casual, whatever it is. That means these all will be treated as a strings. Okay, so that means the return type should be what? String. Got it? That is, this method will go and execute me some information and then it's going to return me some value. Okay, so the return type will be a string for me here. Okay, so here I will just mention string, then shirt type, or I'll just take product type, product name. Initially, I'll be making this null. Then this return product name here. Understood? That's the thing. So in between, we will have actually what the functionality code as to capture actually whatever it is. Understood? So now this is how actually what we used to give. So as of now, I'll just give product name is equal to some value. I'm just giving t-shirts. Okay. The real information is actually what in Selenium we will see later. In Selenium we will see later. Right now we are understanding actually what, how to use actually what functions with return type, functions with arguments. How to use it in real time, we will see it and actually what in the Selenium classes over there. Okay, so this t-shirts will be my return type here. So how to use that one means so simple. So get product name. I'm going to call this. So it is a non-static method. So I will create an object for the class. obj1 is equal to new functions arguments. Then here I will just give obj1 dot get product name. Okay, that is my method name here. Get product name. The return type is a string. So now when I right click, run as Java application, t-shirts will be printed for me. Got it? So now we will come to the real-time scenario. So here shop by category is there. Okay, so now the thing is actually what I'm going to men's fashion. That means what? In the men's fashion, if I go for clothing, it's going to print me actually what? T-shirts. Same thing if I go for t-shirts and polos. Okay, so that will be different. I'll go for men's fashion, then shoes. Here we are. Sports shoes is there. The same thing if I go for men's fashion, watches, I will get these watches informations over there. Same thing for men's fashion, sports wear. I will get these things. Got it? So based on this right now, I will just write one if else condition over there. Okay. So if the information, so I'm always going to go to the men's fashion clothing. Okay. If the information I'm going to get is a clothing. So how actually what we will be passing, whether I want to go to clothing, all those things means I will be passing them in the argument. So here I'll mention string. This one is what? Category name. Category name. Then again one more string, subcategory name. Subcategory name. Okay, I have one as category name, another one is subcategory name. Okay, so here I'm going to mention over there. So if category name dot equals ignore case, if it is men's fashion. Okay, it is if it is actually what? Men's fashion. Then you execute this code. Else if my category name equals women's fashion, then we have to execute this else if condition. Got it? So that's the thing. Then again here I will have if subcategory name dot equals ignore case. So here what in the men's fashion level, what are the things we have? Clothing, shoes, watches, sportswear, correct? So equals ignore case clothing. Then what you have to execute? The same thing. I will just give here. If it is equals to watches, shoes, sportswear. Watches, shoes, sportswear. Execute this thing. The same thing here also actually what in women's fashion, I will have this. So in the women's fashion level, if you see, we have again clothing, shoes, watches, and then here alone designer boutique. Okay. Designer, I will just give. Got it? Based on this actually what here I need to give this. So in case if it is actually what men's fashion level, clothing means we know it's a t-shirts. The shoes level actually what if you see, that will be sports shoes. Here I will just give scissor t-shirts. In order to make it in a smaller, I'm just moving it over here. Instead of t-shirts, this should be sports watches, shoes, right? This should be sports shoes. So here I mentioned over there, smartwatches, the first thing. Okay. Same thing for the woman. If you go woman's fashion, clothing is top options shirts. Sandals. Smartwatches here also. Designer. Okay, I'll take the 70% off as otherwise I'll take Ritu Kumar. Something, whatever it is, there's something for my understanding over there. Ritu Kumar. This is what it's going to print, correct? So I'll just move these things here. Okay, so information is actually what, if you see, it starts if condition ends here. So this should be else if, all these things should be else if. These are all else if here. Okay, if condition, if it executes, the remaining else if conditions will not be executed. Okay, otherwise what will happen, it goes to the next else if this success, go to the next else if, then it goes to the next else if. So out of this if and else if conditions over there, any only one if condition or one else if condition only will be executed. It's not execute all the informations, only one executes. Only one if it executes, the remaining things actually, but even if it matches also, that will not be executed. That's the usage of if and else if. Got it? So now my information over here. So the category name, whatever I'm passing over here while calling, based on that actually what, the search results will go and then get me the output. Got it? So get product name, that's my method name, which accepts two arguments, category name and then subcategory name. Okay, the return type is a string. So based on that actually what, that will be printed here. So these things, instead of that system.println, this should be product name is equal to, that should be here like this. Understood? It should be product name is equal to everywhere. Instead of printing it over there, I'm just actually what, giving it as storing the value, reinitializing the product name information there. This again sport shoes only. Okay, got it? So we have a method which accepts which has a return type string. The product name is a string variable, so that gets the value assigned based on actually which if condition matches over there. Got it? So then after that we have two arguments. These are all called as arguments. So based on the argument which I'm passing, this if else condition actually executes, then it returns me the value. Got it? So now I'm going to give get product name. The first one actually I'm going to give the men's fashion. I'll take that men's fashion. Then it accepts two argument. The subcategory name is what means I'll go for clothing now. Okay, clothing. I just given it in actually small letters only. Okay, lowercase letter only. So I'm taking that. So now what should be printed? Right click, run as Java application. T-shirts. Got it? The same thing instead of clothing. If I give it as watches, smart watches should be printed. In case if it is women's fashion, then if I'm giving actually shoes, it should print me actually sandals. That's it. Clear? So these arguments actually what means will be used in real time like this. So I will pass some values over here. Based on that values actually it goes to my application and then executes me the needed information and finally gives me the output. Got it? Understood, please? Everyone understood about the return types, and then after that functions with the arguments. I know that you would have some confusion. I will show you in another example. You will be having a clear understanding on that. Functions, arguments, I'll just give. So how this functions arguments works? First we will see the basic, then again now we will see actually the next thing, our program. So I have void m1. My method name is m1. Got it? Then it's going to print me CISO m1. Got it? So I will just So this method does not have any argument. There is another method which accepts an integer argument m1. Then after that I will just give plus a. Robert, no worries. Now you will understand it. Okay, now you will understand it. That's what I'm doing, functions with arguments. So now void m1, then I'm passing an integer argument. Got it? Then this argument will be like a local variable for this m1 method. See, now I'm giving m1 plus a. The a value will be the value which is passed over here. Again, I have another one more method, void m1, which accepts a double argument. Got it? Here I'm having my same method name here. Okay, I'm having a same method name, but the arguments are differed. That means here, based on arguments, a method will be differentiated. Okay, if you don't have a method with an argument, it's called as a default method. The method which has an integer is an integer argument method, then is a double argument method. Okay, based on this actually the change will apply. Okay, so now if you're seeing, we have these three methods. I want to call them. I'm creating an object as session. Right. Now I want to call this m1 method. What I need to do? obj1 dot m1. Now right click, run as Java application, prints me actually what m1. Now I want to call this integer argument method. That is an m1 method which accepts integer argument. So I will just give obj1 dot m1. Can you see there are three methods? All the return types are void. Then arguments, you see this does not accept any argument. The next is it accepts double. The next is integer argument. Now I want to call the integer argument. So I'll just double click on it. Now I want to pass an integer value. I will pass 100. So it's an integer. So that will go and call me the integer argument method. Prints me m1 a. I'll just give integer argument m1. This one I will give double argument m1. This one next what? Default method. A method which does not have an argument is called as a default method. Right click, run as Java application. Default method m1, integer argument m1. There I have passed 100. That 100 comes over here, right? That has been printed here. Got it? Now I want to call this double argument method. So simple. obj1 dot m1, which accepts a double argument. I'm going to pass actually what 50.60. 50.60 is actually what a double decimal value. So it accepts double argument. So it goes and call me this m1 method, prints me double argument method m1. What is the a value? So in the a value we have passed 50.60. That 50.60 comes here. Now can everyone ping me as yes if you have understood? If you have any questions, still we can still go through it. No worries. Are you able to understand it? Or if you have any questions, still we can go through. Not a problem. Cool. So now we have seen actually what these three types of functions. Okay. Next, how this actually what executes. Okay. Now we are going to see with the help of actually what my okay. Along with that, I will also okay. First, let us execute this. How memory is allocated for it. That is what we are going to see now. Guys, you want a break or shall we continue this alone? The memory allocation alone. Can you guys ping me? You want a 5 minutes break or we will execute this program and then for the next program we'll take a break. Can we execute this alone? Good. Next program we'll take a break. Good. Great. So now when we execute this program, what will happen? So first a memory has been allocated. Okay. Then the memory name is actually what? Functions with function argument. Then some hexadecimal number. The first memory which will be created will be what? My static pool. Okay. Then what are the members we have here? We have only the main function is my static member. Apart from that, we don't have anything. So I'll just write PSVM string arguments. Then my main function starts to execute. So a memory for the main function will be created. The local memory for PSVM. Then next section, what main function starts to execute. So first I'm creating an object, function arguments obj1 equal to new function arguments. So I'm going to create an object obj1. Okay. Then next actually what? The functions starts to execute for me here. Okay, so object is created. Now it loads all the global members. It can be static or it can be non-static. It can be a variable or it can be a method. So always static members will have a single copy. So it takes it from the static pool. Correct. Then next actually what we have, void m1, which is a non-static method. Void m1, void m1 integer a, void m1 double a. So totally we have 3 non-static methods and then 1 static main function, right? Then obj1.m1 goes to the obj1. Do we have m1 method? Here I'm passing any argument? No. So yes, we have a method which does not have an argument. So it goes to this place. So now what will happen? A local memory for the m1 method will be created. Void m1, for that a local memory has been created. From where? From this object level. Right. Then after that actually what? It executes default method m1. Got it? Then after that obj1.m1 of 100. So now actually what? Once this method has been executed, comes out of it. So now what happened? Deletes the memory. Got it? obj1.m1 of 100. So now what will happen? Again, it creates a new memory. So it checks whether, goes to the obj1. Do we have any m1 method which accepts an integer argument? Yes, it accepts. So the next. Void m1 of integer a. Okay, so now next what will happen right now? This integer a, I told you, will be like a local variable for this method. So integer a, the value which I am passing over here is what? 100. So this 100 will be stored here. This 100 will be stored here. Got it? So now it comes over here. It prints me integer argument m1, then a. So I'm referring by variable name. So it goes to the local memory. Do I have a variable? Yes, the value is what? 100. Then next actually what? Comes out of the method. So then when it comes out of the method, automatically it deletes the memory. Then obj1.m1 50.60. Good. So now again it goes to the obj1. Do we have a m1 method which accepts double argument, a decimal value? Yes, we have. So now it again. So this should be void m1 double e. So then the double a will be like a local variable. What is my a value right now? That is 50.60. A value is 50.60. Got it? Then after that goes to the place, it executes me double argument method m1. Then a, referring by the variable name, goes to the local memory. Do I have a variable? Yes, 50.60. Got it? Then it comes out of this method. So now deletes the memory. Okay. Then comes out of actually what? This main function. Once it comes out of the main function, now what will happen? It deletes the main memory. Then after that comes out of the entire program, release the entire memory here. By whom? By the garbage collector. Clear? Now everyone clear, guys? So how memory is being allocated for the functions, how arguments are being used as a local variable here. Is everyone clear on this point? Can you guys ping me as yes if you have understood this? Cool. So guys, okay. So with this, actually, what we will go for a break, a 5 minutes break. We will take for an 8 minutes break. 8:42, 8:50. We will again connect. You guys want a 10 minutes break or you want 15 minutes break? Let me know. Can we connect by 8:50 again? Or you guys want a long break? Let me know. 8 till 8:50 shall we have? Cool. Okay then. So 8:50. Okay, another 8 minutes we will have a break. Then we will again continue. Thank you. Bye guys. Hello. Hey guys. We'll continue the session. Okay. So we'll execute the programs one by one. So okay. So we'll execute this program. Okay. So we'll execute this program. So the memory name will be my class name with some hexadecimal number. Then the memory which will be created will be static pool. Okay. Then it loads all the static members. So what are the static members we have here? Public static int sample, public static void sample, integer a, public static void sample, double a, public static void, double b, double an integer, then public static void main. So I'll just mention it as PSVM. So next, first main function starts to execute. So it creates a memory for the main. So I'll just mention here. Local memory for okay. Now main function starts executing. So sample. So now what's happening over there? First, I'm giving it as sample, only the method name. So only when we give by the variable name, what will happen? So first it search in the local memory. Do we have actually what any members? If it is not there, it goes to the static pool. Correct? The same concept here also. So first it checks over there in the local memory. Do we have a sample method? No. Then it goes to the static pool because the main function starts from the static pool. Here do you have any sample method which does not have any argument here? Yes, we have. From where it comes? It comes from here. Okay. So now what happened? It creates a memory public static in sample. Got it? The return type is an integer and then it does not accept any argument. Okay. So comes here, then prints me sample function. Then it returns me 100. Why? Because the return type is an integer. So it returns me 100. That 100 comes to this place. But are we capturing it in a variable? Are we printing it anywhere? No. It returns, but we are not using it. Okay. And then once when it comes out of the function, it deletes the memory. Got it? Then next actually what? Again, integer c is equal to sample. So now it creates a local variable in the main function, integer c. Then sample. So now again goes to this main function. Do we have sample method? No. Goes to the static pool. We have? Yes, we have. Then next, now what will happen? It executes the sample method. So prints me sample function. Then it returns me 100. That 100 comes to the place. Now in C variable, it stores 100. Then next actually what? It also deletes the memory which is being given for the sample method. Deletes it. Then again system.out.println C. So whenever we refer only by the variable name, it goes to the main function. Do we have C variable? Yes, the value is 100. Then prints the dashes. Sample of 10. Now what I'm doing? I'm calling the sample method which accepts an integer argument. Goes to this main function. Do we have sample method? No. Goes to the static pool. Here do we have any sample method which accepts integer argument? Yes, sample of integer a. So it creates me one memory. Public void sample integer a. Then it has an integer variable here. Then what is the value for it? We have passed is 10.
10.
That 10 will comes over here. It stores actually what? 10 into it. Then next actually is the executes. So passing function, then plus a. So we refer by the variable name. So it goes to the local memory. Do we have a variable? Yes, 10 will be printed. Got it, guys? Any questions so far? Everyone understood how return types works and then how arguments works? Is everyone clear on this part so far? Good. So next, it deletes the memory once after the execution. Then next again, sample of 10.50. So now, can anyone help me? Hey, hi, Ari. Can you help me? Sample of 10.50, what will happen? Hello. Hey, hi, Ari. You there? Yeah.
So
now, can you help me? What will happen for sample of 10.50?
a new memory would be created for double A.
Correct. A new memory has been created. So then, so sample of 10.50 means which will be
Double.
yes, double. And sample method which accepts double argument. Yes, then that 10.50 will be the
Value.
local memory for
Okay.
the W.
Correct.
10.50. Yes. Then it will start to execute the. So what will be my output?
So then it would be, what is it, double? Okay, passing double function.
Correct. It goes to the method passing double function. Then
10.
yes, if it is only by the variable name, search goes to the local memory.
Look.
The value is 10.50. Yes. Good. A good man. Thank you. Then after that it prints hello. Hey, hi Shailaja. Can you execute me the next one?
Yeah, it's actually sample of integer and float and the string. So
Correct.
it will go to it will create a memory for that.
Correct. So it's going to create me a memory here. Creates a memory. Yes.
Yeah, and it will go to the static poll, public static void sample of last function.
Correct.
It will call.
So it goes here for this.
Yeah.
Yes, go to the static pool. Then do we have? Yes, we have here.
Yeah, so it calls to that function. Then it goes to the public static void sample here.
No. First, actually, what will happen? It creates the local.
Int A, double B, and string C.
Yes. So double B, then string C.
C, yeah.
So what will be the value for it?
So 10
Yes.
passing function. Yeah, first values it 10 20.50.
So just a minute, sorry.
Yeah.
So here we are passing 10 20.50 Murali.
Murali,
So
yeah.
yes, it will be 10. The next is for that is
20.50.
20.50.
And string is Murali.
Yes.
C value.
Murali. Super. Yes.
Then it calls the function public static void sample.
Yes.
So passing function, it prints passing function.
Yes. Prints me passing function. Then
10,
A.
10,
A variable will be
10.
10.
Yeah.
Yes.
10, then dashes, hyphen.
Yes.
Hyphen.
Some hyphen.
Yeah. And 20.50.
Yes. Then B variable value is 20.50.
20.50. Yeah.
Yes.
Then again hyphen.
Yes. Hyphen.
Again the C string value is Murli.
Yes. The C variable value will be Murali.
Yeah.
Then after that?
After that, it prints main function.
It comes out of this place.
Yeah, and it
deletes the memory.
deletes that memory.
Correct. Delete the
To the
memory.
next statement.
Prints me
Main
main function. Then after that,
it comes out of the void main and the class, and then
yes,
it deletes all the memory garbage collector.
correct. It deletes the entire memory by the
Yeah,
garbage collector.
collect.
Good. Hey, super. Good guys. So that's it. This is about functions over there. So here functions what? We will have return types and then we will have arguments. Okay. So return types based on actually what, if you're giving it as void, it's not mandatory for me to use the return value. So I can use a return statement. Otherwise, I don't want to return the, I don't want to use it also. But apart from that, void, if you have integer double, based on the return type, you should pass a return value. Then next is actually what? Arguments. Based on the argument, those methods will be called. See, only based on arguments level, I can separate, I can differentiate a method. See, all the method names are sample. But these methods are being differentiated by how? By the arguments. Based on arguments, actually what? We are differentiating it. Understood, right? Arguments actually what? Differentiate. So this concept is called as method overloading. Having a same method with different arguments. Okay, different type of arguments or different number of arguments. Can you see? Here is integer and double, different type. Here is one argument, here is two argument, here it is three argument. Number of arguments. I'm differentiating it by type, number over there. Okay, that's the main thing. Got it? Good. Okay, guys. Okay. So this is about actually what? Functions, all those things. So with this, I'll stop it for today. And then next week, we will actually what? Connect with actually what? Constructors, static blocks, non-static blocks, all those things will go.
Murli,
Yes, please.
can you just send me your the account number?
Yes, I will send you today.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
message.
Sure, sure. Thank you. Thank you, guys. So
Thank you.
next week again we will connect. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, sure. Bye.